Accountability, Shannon preached this last week. Accountability, it helps us to accomplish our goal. Our goal at loving God, at loving others, and winning souls. Pastor Shannon shared that the definition of accountability is willing to accept responsibility from one's actions. If you will make yourself accountable, you will no longer pass the buck. Because you'll realize what God is enabling you, calling you, wanting you to get involved in and do. In the front of where you're sitting, there's some seat pockets. If you don't see any, there's going to be some up here. Would love, we can pass it around and I'll just put it up here in the front. But there are serve cards. And on these serve cards, there's different ministries: kids ministry, teaching, hospitality ministry, production tech ministry, facility ministry, worship team, communication outreach ministry. And there's a place where you can put your name. You see, I don't believe that God led you to this place because of a mere coincidence. But the fact that God was leading you because He's already prepared beforehand things for you to get involved in, things that you're supposed to be working in, things that you're supposed to be walking in. Just think about this. The New Testament church, even in the New Testament church, there were Team Jesus people on the team. And you know what they did? They continued what Paul, Peter, James, and John and the other leaders of the church, what they were doing. Even when they left, how did God's kingdom building continue? It was the people that they ministered to, the people that accepted Christ. And even after they left, when Paul left the town, he made it assured and he wrote them to encourage them. To encourage them for what? To still do the work that God had called them to do. To love God, to love others, to win souls. They kept doing the kingdom building work. Luke chapter 4, verses 18 and 19. If you don't want to go there, you want to turn over to that wall on that banner. We have been mentioning about that banner, preaching that banner, talking about praying over the church according to that verse for years now. And I've always said this, that's what Jesus started. And we get to continue to do. Realizing that we are ministers of reconciliation. There are still people who need to hear the gospel. Am I right? There are still people who need deliverance. There are still people who are oppressed. There are still people who are brokenhearted. There are still people who are blind physically and spiritually. And the gospel message continues. It needs to continue to be spreading all around the world. And you and I, we get to be a part of that.